Instagram Live. This is Coach Nick Dodson. He's going to tell you a little bit about himself and find out a little bit about how he got into track and field. Was he original track and field athlete, or is he one of those people that just know the sport and know how to teach it? And just a little bit about his school also. So, hey,
Awesome.
Chantal,
Right.
one of my friends just came on.
So my name is Nick Dodson. I'm originally from Thomasville, Georgia. It's just north of Tallahassee. I got into track and field. Really, I used it in high school as really conditioning, really. I mean, we played football in South Georgia, so that's what we do. And so I was always a football player, and we kind of just used track to, get in shape for summer workouts and things like that. And then I kind of start falling in love with it. I enjoyed it. I wasn't the best track athlete. I actually got involved with hurdles because I wasn't one of the faster guys that were out there.
Yeah.
My assistant is actually who's on my staff. He was much faster than I was, and a bunch of others. So I wasn't cut out for 100, 200. But I wanted to be a part of the team. So I kind of taught myself how to hurdle. And then I actually started to get really good at it. So
Wow.
I utilized, track.
Did you guys have a hurdle coach?
We had one my senior year that actually was pretty good, but I kind of taught myself all the way up to that point.
Oh wow!
And so
I know some programs. It's we have 19 sports. So
yeah. I mean, YouTube was really my best friend. Yeah, YouTube was really my best friend during that time. So yeah, I mean, I had no clue that I'd end up getting any college scholarship or anything like that for track. It really didn't start to hit me until really my senior year, where I end up running the fastest times in the state in Georgia that year. And even entering my senior year, I wasn't even a top 5 placer the previous year. So it was just kind of, just starting to put in some work and start to utilize, the gifts that I had, and finally saw that maybe football may not work out for me, and this could be an avenue for me to get my degree. And so I kind of took that and ran with it.
Yes. Oh, wow. That's a good story.
Yeah.
Because from my school, I went to Palm Beach Lakes. We always had a hurdle coach. We always had a coach that knew a lot of different events. And then he always had his college kids come back and teach us a little bit more and a little bit more. But it's always hard when I see a program, because like I said, track and field has 19 events, a program where it's not enough coaches, and then you have to execute all these events, and kids want to make it to college, and you want to be fast.
Exactly.
And like you said, with the hurdles, it's not about technically being fast. 100 is all out, but the hurdle is like control of speed and technique. So you did, that was good.
And I mean, like I said, YouTube was my best friend. I had patience, but I told myself that I wanted to make sure that, down in South Georgia, sometimes it's a lot of kids don't make it out and go to college. It's a lot of gifted athletes. There was a lot of athletes that were much gifted than I was, and a better athlete than I was in school. And in my graduating class, I was really the only one that made it out as far as getting a scholarship somewhere. But there was so much more talent down there, and some kids just felt they weren't cut out for it. So it's not, some wanted to go to college, some didn't. Some wanted to go work for families and things like that. So totally understandable. But I wanted to be one of the ones where I felt that I made it out and made my family proud, and I didn't want to be one that talked about what I did a long time ago. I had some things to still accomplish, and I wanted to get my degree. And so that was the main thing for me.
And what did you end up getting your degree in?
I got my degree in media studies with a minor in journalism.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So I thought I was going to be a sports journalist, and I did actually work for a newspaper for a while before I started coaching, and I just felt that sitting at the desk wasn't for me. I mean, I got a lot of energy, and it just wasn't for me. And I think when I moved on to college, and I was a captain for our team in college when we won 3 national championships.
And what college did you end up going to?
Shorter University up in Rome, Georgia. They were NAIA at the time, and now they're in NCAA Division II. And so they had made that transition. So I went there, and my coach took a chance on me. Well, and I didn't have a lot of offers. I mean, I ran, Division I times when I was in high school. I was one of the best hurlers in the state, but I didn't get a lot of looks because I wasn't the tallest guy in the world.
Hurdles do raise.
And coaches thought that some of the other guys had a little bit more upside. So I kind of had a chip on my shoulder at that point.
Yeah.
You know, that I wanted to be able to prove that I was worthy and that I
Mm-hmm.
could execute at the next level, and I just needed a chance. And so someone gave me a chance, and I kind of ran
Yeah.
with it.
Good. Okay. So from there, you did the college. You did college track and field, which you it was hurdles that you specialized in, right?
Yeah, I did the 400 hurdles. Hmm.
400 hurdles. Okay. See, that's not. They were scared for the 100-meter hurdles, but if you can do the 400 hurdles and have the endurance, who cares?
Yeah,
So you
exactly.
did that. Then how did you get into college track and field, or what was your next step for track and field?
Well, so when I was entering my senior year of college, and I ended up
Mm-hmm.
winning a national championship my senior year in the 400 hurdles, and um, I was starting to realize that this thing is about to be over with. And I did qualify for the Olympic trials in the 400 hurdles, but I knew realistically with my
Yeah.
times at that time, I may not go as far as I wanted to go, so I had to start to have another plan because I didn't want to
Mm.
run forever because I enjoy running in college and the team atmosphere, opposed
Yeah.
to maybe running professionally. It's a little bit on your own then. And so
Yes, it
I
is.
felt that
Especially if you don't have
I
your entourage.
exactly, and it was different. I did it for a while, and I just really didn't enjoy it, in all honesty.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed more of the team atmosphere and seeing everybody else go, and just
Mhm.
watching everybody else enjoying the sport. It's more of a business when you definitely go up to the pros. So my
Yeah.
college coach thought that I had really good leadership skills, and that I was a captain for our team, and I was a good
Mhm.
motivator, and kids kind of they gelled with me well.
Gravitate to you. Okay.
Yeah. And so he said, "Hey, man, you ever thought about coaching?" And I said, "No, I actually haven't. I ever thought
Yeah.
about coaching." And he said, "I think you'll be
Yeah.
a
You
really
never think
good
about
coach."
taking the
So,
coaches, you're used to getting
yeah,
coached, but you never think about just being the coach yourself. That's another level.
exactly. Definitely
Mhm.
another level. And I realized just because you're a really, really good athlete doesn't mean you're going to be a good coach. And so
No,
I
no,
learned
no.
that from the start. Hmm. Um,
But you know how you became a coach? You took the time to teach yourself. So
exactly.
that's how you became a
Exactly.
coach.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
my college coach, he gave me a gift. He paid for me to go to level one school with USA Track and Field after I graduated. He said, "Look, if you're going to
Wow.
be a coach, you need to go, get some knowledge." So I went to Georgia State University up in Atlanta to get my level one, and man,
Uh-huh.
it was an experience. A lot of the stuff that I thought my coach was crazy, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this makes sense now. On
Mhm.
some of the things that we did workout wise, nutrition, all of that stuff, and then
Yeah.
I had never coached a day. I'm telling you, I'm not lying to you. I never coached a day in my life, high school, middle school, anything. And I
Yes,
ended
you
up
did.
landing.
Yes, you did.
Well,
You
yeah,
coach yourself.
yeah,
You
that's true.
you did
That's
your
true.
research and you coach yourself. Once you're not cocky about it and be like, I know everything just because someone
Hmm.
told you, it's a whole different than someone telling you than you did your research. When you did your research in high school, that took you to the next level. And I know
That's
that for a
true.
fact because that's what took me to the next level when I had to research this stuff. I'm like, oh crap, why? Yeah,
Yeah.
it clicks. It clicks different, and
Hmm.
you coach different.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you may not have coached a day in the life, but you coached because you did your homework. You studied it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And as
Yeah.
far as like being able to land like a middle school job or a high school job, I had never did any of that. Never was a
Mm-hmm.
graduate assistant. And I was blessed that Florida Tech gave me my first chance. They were starting a program from scratch at the time. They were in
Yeah.
Division II back in 2012, and the coach, he just gave me a
Mm-hmm.
shot. He just said, "Hey,"
Oh wow.
and it just took off from there. I just got one chance, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
forever grateful for that one opportunity. Because on
Mm-hmm.
paper, I didn't have the experience to be coaching, especially collegiately. I mean, I hadn't done
Mm-hmm.
it, but someone gave me that opportunity, and it just
They
kept
met
grabbing.
you.
And I loved it, and I just wanted to keep going, and I'm still doing it now. And I never thought that I was even going to start coaching, let alone doing it up to this point now.
So how long have you been coaching?
I started in January. I still remember it was January 8th, 2012. That
Oh
was my
wow.
that was my first day on the job, and so I'm
You
still
just
doing it
got
up
a
to this
job
point.
like that. That's good. Not people are not. I mean, that's hard to just get a just be like here get a job like that.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to see you. They had to believe in you. You sold yourself.
Yeah.
They
I
didn't need
think,
to see the paperwork. You sold, it's yourself, you.
yeah, I think that's what the head coach said. He said, in your interview process, I just believed in everything you were telling me. I was
Mm-hmm.
sold on it, and he gave me a chance. And so I'm forever grateful for it. I was just being honest with him and upfront. Um,
Yeah.
this is my plan. It may work, it
Mm-hmm.
may not, but this is what I want to do. And he
Mm-hmm.
went with it. So,
Okay. So have you always, throughout high school, also have you have always been able to um, motivate people or have people believe in you just naturally like that?
yeah,
And it's
yeah,
not naturally because you've had you grew into every step of you went. But
yeah,
where was everything? Explain it to me.
yeah.
I know I'm not saying it right, but
Yeah, no, I think it's, it was always my energy level. I've always brought like a positive energy, and I've always had like a chip on my shoulder. And I think, my
mm-hmm.
teammates and people like that kind of fed off of it. And,
Okay.
I've always been a people person. I love to communicate. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I got a communications degree. And
Oh wow.
I love to try to prove people wrong. So even when I have teammates or even my athletes now where someone feels they can't do anything or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
my mindset is how we're gonna prove them wrong. But we know we're gonna have to sacrifice something to do that.
Yes.
And so I think over the years, it's just people have gravitated towards me with that type of energy, and I try to bring that same energy in the coaching world. So I'm very good friends and close with a lot of my competitors. Of course, we want to kick each other's butt when it's time to compete. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's about the family atmosphere, and I'm all about
Yeah.
sharing knowledge, especially to make our sport better. Anything to
Yes.
make our sport better. I think we don't get enough of that now.
No.
And so that's just kind of where I've been at, especially in my coaching journey.
Okay. So how did you get to Southeastern University now? You're
So
at your
it's
first college job, and now.
mm-hmm. So I was at Loyola University in New Orleans, and we were
Mm-hmm.
doing really well there. We were
Oh,
in the
we need Instagram to hear this story.
yeah. So
Just a little
I
bit of it, the good funny part. Well, it's not
yeah
really
yeah
funny, but it's sad.
Yes, I was at Loyola University in New Orleans, and we had been doing really well. We kind of took
Mm-hmm.
off right out of the gate,
Mm-hmm.
um, and I was forever grateful for them giving me a chance. And uh, uh, but man, when I saw that Southeastern job was open, a few people reached out to me about it
Yeah.
because they
Oh,
were
looking
interested
out.
in me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think what intrigued me was I was the first signee ever at Shorter University's track and
Wow.
field program because they
Mm-hmm.
started from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And my college coach took a chance on me, and I was up for the challenge because he's my mentor. And
Yeah.
so he had came in and we
I
won the
always
national.
tell people to have mentors. Go ahead.
Yep,
Yeah, it's
yep.
so
And
important.
we won the national championship within 5 years when we started the
Yeah.
program because I came back from a red shirt season.
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw Southeastern had this program, I called my college coach and I said, what do you think? He said, dude, if anybody's up for that challenge, it'll be you.
Wow.
Because he said that you have the patience for it. Because that's all I've ever known. I mean, we
Yeah.
started the Florida Tech program.
Mm-hmm.
We've now started the Southeastern program. I was a
Yeah.
part of a startup program. It takes
Mm-hmm.
patience because it's not
Mm-hmm.
going to happen overnight. And I think I was up for that challenge to see, okay, how good of a coach are you in all aspects, not just the X's and O's? How can you build this thing?
Yes.
How can you get these kids that don't know anything about you nor your program because you haven't won
Mm-hmm.
anything? There's nothing within this
Mm-hmm.
program says you've won anything. How are you going to get them to gravitate towards you and believe in that vision? And
Yeah.
so my first start was going to get a staff that believed in my vision first. And once we got
Yeah.
that on board, we started to get those kids that just had a chip on their shoulder, didn't have a lot of offers,
Mm-hmm.
felt that they had something to prove. Maybe they were missed in the recruiting process. And I tell these
Yeah.
kids, a lot of times you're missed in the recruiting process because there's so many kids being recruited. It's not always intentional that you're missed.
No.
There's so many being recruited. I mean, a coach can't spot everybody, but
No. No.
but if you need that as fuel to your fire to be able to fire you to you prove whatever you want to prove, then use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so that was I put everything into this thing right out of the gate. I mean, I gave I haven't cheated the sport nor the institution. I've given it my all from start and still doing it now. And I think that's what kind of has led us to the success we've had early.
Oh, wow. So how, with all this that's going on with the COVID and all, how are you managing? Because I know you guys started the program. It's been what, a year and something since you started this program.
Mm-hmm.
And how were the kids? Because
Oh man, they were a little heartbroken for sure because we didn't have the outdoor season, and of course each year we have a team word of the year, and this year was accountability, and we talk about that specific word and why it's the team word and things like that. And we had team goals, and we just felt like we were stopped from reaching that goal because of something that was out of our control. And so, and I get it too. We have a lot of kids on our roster that they have came to Southeastern just for track. But it's my goal as a coach to be able to change that mindset, to show them that they are bigger than just the sport and what they bring to the table, because this will be over with soon. And so I think the COVID brought some positive, much as bad as it sounds. It brought some positive because it got our kids to really think outside the box that this could be taken at any time.
Yeah.
It can be taken.
But
and
you
what
still
do
have
you
to,
have
and you
to
have to
fall
get
back
your
on?
education. Yeah.
Yep. And what do you have to fall back on if that's taken? And so by us doing that, we had the highest GPA we've had since, I've been here. I mean, we drastically shot up the ladder. And I think the kids really applied themselves in the classroom and did the things that they needed to do so that not just to be eligible, but because you want to move forward and learn within your degree study so that you can get a good job and, take care of people or whatever it is that you're doing in your career field.
Yeah, take care of your family.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. So I'm just proud of what we've done this far. Like I said, 2019 was a special year. We swept both Sun Conference titles in our first season, and we did it, and we did it the right way, and that's what made me proud. Like I can look up at the wall at those titles and remember the adversity and the obstacles that got us there, but I know that we didn't cheat the sport. We didn't enable behavior of a student athlete that maybe wasn't bought into our
And that's what
program.
I hate. I'm like, I understand the child might be the fastest on the team, but I hate that we favor that or give them their leadway because they still have to grow up. They have another life after this.
Exactly.
So nip it in the butt now, whether they're the fastest or whatever. There's another fast child coming next.
Exactly.
I understand we have to worry about points. We have to worry about all these things, but also we need to focus on the child's upbringing.
Exactly. And I think that was our number one focus. And I think that's what has made our team extremely close. I mean, the athletes are close with the coaches are close with the athletes. It's like I want it to be a family feel. And, when I look up at the wall and I look at the banners, I don't just look at the process of us winning that day or that 2-day stretch of winning that championship. I look at from the start of preseason and some of the things that we went through, maybe some outside things dealing with family, some dealing with grades not as good, some deciding this may not be for me because it's getting hard. Like I look at all the obstacles that got us there, because then you look back and you tell the kids, look, the sun's going to come up the next day. We just got to keep battling and we got to keep chipping away. And because nothing's handed to us and God doesn't give all his blessings out at once. And so if you keep doing the right things, good things are going to happen. You just got to keep consistently doing it. And that's what makes me proud about what we have done.
And keep good people around you.
Yep.
So Instagram world, try to find what Coach is trying to say is it's not always about the sport. You have to find a way to also get your education. And I know I say that every time. And it's not the end of the world. Every year we have the same situation that comes all the time. We know how to handle it. The coaches know, the schools know how to handle it. So be open, talk to your coach, ask for guidance. Try to find a tutor, not a tutor, a mentor. Try to find a mentor in the system, and they can guide you through this. So to make sure you're picking the right classes, making the right decision so you can have someone to reflect those ideas off. Try not to reflect the ideas that are important off your teammates. Find someone that has already been there, been in that same situation. And even if your head coach will find your mentor if you need someone. So reach out. But Coach, also we have a few minutes left. Tell me what it takes to get to your school. The
You know,
grades, the mm-hmm.
yeah, for us is, and I tell kids all the time, look, start your recruiting process early. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's free recruiting questionnaires online. We look at that stuff. It comes right to our email address. Don't feel like you're bugging the coach, because a closed mouth don't get fed. And if you don't try to put yourself in position in the recruiting process, you will get left off, because like I said earlier, there's so many kids trying to be recruited. We can't see everybody. We're not going to be able to find everybody. So that's the first step, reaching out. And then we try to build some sort of relationship with you, via email, via on the phone. We try to get you to campus to visit. And then I want to see, is this something that, we feel can be good for our program? Also too, I look at social media accounts. I look at what you like, share, retweet, etc. Now, if that's not you, don't give us that.
Yeah. So Miss Washington 19 said that is so true, Coach, because when you coached me, I learned a lot that's coming in hand now.
Oh, I got some of my
I guess
former athletes on here.
Yeah, some of your former athletes are on here.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
that is true.
Yeah, and and we try to teach a lot of our kids, look, what you give someone or show them, that's what they're going to take you as. And so you have to make sure that, that's everything. And it can ruin you, or it can take you to the highest steps. And so, that's part of the process to getting to Southeastern. And then we start to go look, okay, academically, would they fit us? And we take risk on kids. We know that sometimes you go through some things and you may not have as good of GPA because you had a lot of things going on, and you just need a chance. And we give out chances. So now it's up to you at that point to do something with that chance. And if you do, you'll make the most of it throughout the entire process. And I just want them to enjoy the process of being in college, because not everybody goes. It's a very low percentage that make it out of high school in their respective sport and have a chance to move forward. So you want to try to make the most of it.
And that's, and I always said that if it's not for you, just find something else, get a trade, because at the same time, there's other kids waiting to get that opportunity. So don't come if it's not for you. Come for yourself. Do not come because your parents want you to go or this person wants you to go, because it's still a business. So don't come thinking that we owe you something, or the coaches owe you something, or you have to get something. No, it's an opportunity that we give you, and it's for you to use it at the best as you can. If you do not feel like you need that opportunity or you want that opportunity, don't take it, because there's someone else in line waiting for it.
Exactly.
And that's what hurts a sport. We want to be able to have a sport now that people are more happy and people want to come back and give back and be a part of. And that's what I see with track and field, or support track and field. We want a program that kids come back and be like, I had so much fun. I learned so much. I wish I was still there. And we need that in our programs now. It needs to be better.
Yeah, most definitely.
So what are your scores? Do you do GPAs or anything like that?
Yeah, we do GP. We literally, there's kids that get in that have lower GPAs. If you have as low as 2.3, you can get in. Now you won't get as much academic scholarship based off of that. We have different academic scholarship packages, which we are allowed to stack athletic scholarship onto. But we try to, it's a case by case scenario with each student athlete, based off, how families are doing income wise, et cetera. So we'll get a kid, and if they're getting 10,000 academic scholarship, we're already feeling pretty good about them, because we think we can get them here and it's affordable for the family and et cetera, based off their talent levels, and what we think that they'll bring to our team. Yeah. So it's literally a case by case. So I don't give like a scholarship and say, well, I'm going to give such and such 20,000 because they're just better than such and such. It's a case by case. Such and such if it is good and we want to have them and we think they bring a lot to the table more than athletics and they're a
Mhm.
solid student, I want to get that kid. I need to figure out how we're going to get them. So it's
Yeah.
literally a case by case thing on how
It's
we
yeah.
issue,
And do you tend
scholarship
to
money.
how do you tend to recruit your kids? Are they local Floridians? Are they all over? Or I mean, give me an
Yeah. So,
idea or
yeah.
give
So we,
Instagram an idea.
Yeah, so we started off when we started this thing, we really did stay in the state. I was trying to get a lot of these in-state kids that were looking for an
And
opportunity.
there's a lot.
It
It's
was,
a
and I
lot.
think that was one of the main reasons why Southeastern wanted to bring track and field as well. It gives us another university in Central Florida, at a central location to provide those opportunities for a lot of these kids, especially with a lot of the big dogs around. Your Miami's below and FSU's in Florida.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lot of kids are not able to make it to those programs. And
No.
so this provided another opportunity along with a lot of other schools in our state as well, to be able to give these kids a chance to move on to the next level, give them another 4 years to do something they love to do and not just end
Mm.
at high school.
Yeah.
But we look all over the place. We got kids from Mississippi and Florida and Georgia and we had New Jersey. I'm just trying to think off some off the top of my head. We got them from kind of everywhere. Washington State.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of
But you
everywhere.
you have the opportunity to give. It's a new program. You have the opportunity to give them a chance
Yeah.
so they can excel. So because sometimes high school you may not feel the best, you may not feel like the smartest, and you may mess up a little bit in high school. As long as you get out of high school, you have a little talent, you have some grades, and you can balance that off. There's something to work with,
Hmm.
kids. Then you can have an opportunity. So don't think that you're not able. Like you said, closed mouth does not get fed.
It does
So
not.
at least try, reach out, say something. And if you need some guidance, if you need help filling out paperwork, coaches are there. They have a whole staff, a team to help you do that. And parents, definitely, if you do not understand what's going on um, with the recruiting process and the getting the kids in school, reach out also, especially if your child is talented and they have the grades. Reach out and they want to do it, not because you want to do it, parents, and they want to be there. Try to reach out and get some education on that information so you can help them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't tell
um,
you how many times and I'll end here. I can't tell you how many times we've helped parents that were struggling with the FAFSA that they've never even seen it before. They had no clue what it is,
see? Yeah.
especially your first generation kids. They didn't have a clue what the whole process is like. So I can't tell you
Hmm.
how many times we've reached out and tried to make sure that we've helped them get that process done so that they can move on to the next level. Because you have to get all of that stuff done, and it is a process, but it's worth it in
And
the
it's
end.
scary. It's
Yeah.
scary. Just filling out tax papers right now, or little papers for us out of college. It's
Yeah.
scary. So we
Yeah.
understand. Miss Evans, 21. I'm not sure, but I'm going to answer the question for you because I don't, or in fact, I'm going to let you, I'm just going to say the question because I don't know if she's a high school or what the person is. But they're asking about, can I DM my video and pictures? I think it's best to email. So, Coach, tell me how students that are eligible can reach you.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. They can email if they don't have our emails online. I've
Mm-hmm.
signed kids that have slid in on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You know,
Yeah.
the reason why I have no issue with it is you're showing me that you are making an effort to
So,
get
Miss
seen.
Evans, you heard that?
Yeah. So if you can get in contact with myself or my staff, you feel free. Coach Chester Hightower is our recruiting coordinator, so he's always on top of it. If you but we're very close as a staff. If
Mm-hmm.
he's recruiting somebody, I know about him. If
Yeah.
I am, he knows about him. And same with our distance coach and our throws coach. And we want to keep it tight knit that way. So feel
Yeah.
free to reach out any possible way because that's going to put you in the driver's seat.
Mm-hmm. Understand. All right. So everyone, we're gonna go to Facebook Live now. So meet us over there. Instagram, we are over, and this is really good. We didn't mess up too much at the beginning.
Yeah, we good.
All right, guys, please make sure you check out our website, www.trackfit.org. We are fundraising for our summer programs, and our summer programs cover anyone that wants to do anything on virtual. We cover mentoring, tutoring, and exercising, so you're ready for the next season. And Coach, what are your kids doing right now for the next season coming up? I know it's all over the place, but how do you keep them motivated to keep working out?
Well, we've
That's the
actually
last
just,
question.
yeah, we've actually just sent out workout packets to everybody so they kind of know what the expectation is, and just getting prepared for move-in day to come in the fall. We're just really excited to see everybody back. So they're getting ready. As long as they do something, we'll be happy. We'll take care of the rest when they get here.
Okay, perfect. All right, Instagram. We'll see you next time, next Wednesday, okay? All right, Coach, thank you for coming. Thank you for
All righty.
giving me the opportunity.
No problem.
Bye.
All right.